it was clearly a bit of a bruising experience, this by-election in Barnsley. You characterise the people of that town as homophobes and racists. Is it Lib Dem policy to generalise about a whole city like that?
Forgive me, that's not in my article. I think that's someone else's quotation.
No, you said local sentiment is summarised by one man who tells me no one is gay in Barnsley. If they are, they leave. You said that's summarised local sentiment.
And that is prefaced by the sentence, difference and diversity not welcome. If you look historically...
Well, you then said, which is the reason for my racist question, is Barnsley is 98% white, diversity and difference are not welcome here.
If we take,
these are homophobic and racist remarks.
Can I take a step back, if I may, to the June 2009 European election result, in which Barnsley, I think, was more than any other town in Britain a stronghold of the BNP. They scored nearly 20% of the vote there. And they have as their current MEP Andrew Bronze, a man who is an avowed Nazi, an admirer of Adolf Hitler.
So they support racists?
There is an element within Barnsley and some other towns which obviously, as demonstrated through the ballot box, has registered a protest vote and in some cases an endorsement of BNP policies. I stood against Nick Griffin at the general election last year, and as a result of that I received death threats. It's part of what you accept in politics sometimes, but clearly receiving death threats or being spat at is not necessarily acceptable. No, it's not pleasant
indeed, I understand that. But if you say the man who says no one is gay in Barnsley, if they are, they leave, if you say that the man saying that summarises local sentiment, then what you're saying, if the English language means anything, is that that is the general view in Barnsley.
There is a significant minority of intolerant people in Barnsley.
No, you didn't say minority, you say it's summarised by. That this is typical of local sentiment.
Well, it's typical of local sentiment which I received. I think when I wore a yellow badge, obviously I was the repository.
Was it just because, was it just an anti-Lib Dem feeling?
There are two things. One is wearing a yellow rosette obviously highlighted the fact that I was a Lib Dem, therefore you become a repository of people's strongly held views.
It took it out on you, I think, didn't it?
Inevitably. And people feel strongly about the coalition. They see the Lib Dems as enablers and facilitators of a Conservative government. It's a strong town with mining heritage, it's the centre of the mining industry, and obviously memories are long in terms of the miners' strike. It's the place where Arthur Scargill fought the campaign from. So Conservatives are not liked, and in this case, because the Lib Dems were a historical left-of-centre party, a party of protest, when it comes to the sentiment there now, obviously we're seen as propping up a Conservative government, and they don't like it.
Now, you thought what your party would see would be the good fight against Mr Griffin and Barking in 2010.
Correct.
Will you run for Parliament again?
If presented with the opportunity, I certainly would.
But could I take it not in Barnsley?
Well, one thing I've learned from that experience, probably not. One thing I've learned from the experience, obviously, is that you take criticism on the chin, you take adverse election results on the chin, and you fight and continue to fight for what you believe in.
I give you entirely free and impartial advice. Don't run again in Barnsley.
Thank you, Andrew.